people, I'm Dewy Baby, and if this is your first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back and choosing to support my videos. You guys don't know how much it means to me. In honor of Black History Month, I wanted to take the time to highlight some Black-owned beauty brands that I love. Let me start by saying there are definitely way more Black-owned beauty brands than the ones that I'm going to reference, but these are just the ones that I feel are doing the damn thing, like always hit, are top tier. These brands and these products, I just have a high regard for them. I feel like they just hit, like they just own up to the idea of being a wonderful Black owned brand. Like it's not just something you say, it's like, no, this is something you can be proud of and proud to use. With that being said, you guys don't have to shop Black owned brands only in Black History Month. I'm just saying, you know, you can still shop Black owned in September. It's not gonna hurt you. Open up your pockets and just, you know, support a Black owned business, a local business, just helping those around you. Especially you can do that for Black History Month, but you know, let's get that March, April, May to the end of time. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So let me start off by saying a lot of these brands are going to repeat, and that's because I'm using brands that I know I like, that I've tried before, that just set the tone. Like I don't want to try a product and just because it is Black owned, I don't think it has a high value, that I'm just going to recommend it to you guys. So to start off, I've talked about this primer several times. I've told you guys about this primer. I die for this primer. Not really, but I've mentioned it several times, and this primer is Black owned. It's the Liss Beauty Secure Skin Gripping Serum Primer. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to start off my face so everything else just applies beautifully. So also, I think I'm gonna go for more of a dewy look today. I feel like this primer is really good for dewy looks. It doesn't leave you matte. It keeps the skin hydrated. Keeps it looking flawless and glowy. So we about to look good, just know that. If you guys haven't seen my Liss Beauty video, go ahead and check that out. Liss Beauty is a clean Black owned beauty brand located at Sephora. So if you guys are into using clean beauty and you want to support a Black owned business, go ahead and check out Liss Beauty. I think I'm gonna clip my hair up so it doesn't get in the way. I don't know if you guys peeked my shirt, my Demon Slayer shirt. I got this at Target. This has nothing to do with Black owned brands, but I got this at Target and I had to buy it. I had to buy it once I saw it because I'm just like, ooh. If you don't know Demon Slayer, I don't know if it's one of my favorite shows right now, my favorite animes right now, but I'm glued to the TV. I'll say that. I'm definitely glued to the TV watching this, and I'm really sad every time it's like a 20-minute episode. So next up, we're gonna go ahead and do our brows. Y'all know I love me a good brow. My brows are always top tier. And so I'm gonna be using the Juvia's Place Eye Sculpt Eye Shade Brow Pencil in the shade Ebony. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this shade Ebony, she's dark. She's dark. I didn't think it would be that dark, but she's dark. So I probably would use a lighter shade for the most time, but let me tell y'all, the pigment that comes out of this pencil, you don't have to work hard to get it to show your eyebrow. Like your eyebrow is gonna come out, babe. And that's the thing I feel like a lot of brow products struggle with, like because of the wax. I think it might be a little too soft. You're not gonna get pigment payoff for your eyebrow. But this baby, honey, she's paying off. She's paying off. I'm gonna use my Fenty compact so I can get this on and just line the brow. See, boom, y'all already see it. Y'all already see my brow peeking through. Yes. I just love what Juvia has done as a brand when it comes to their products, because like I know we started like it was simply just eyeshadows, but their glosses, their brow products, I have the highlighter. I like the highlighter. Like their products have just banged. I'm not gonna go crazy with this because like I said, this is black. This is a very dark brow and it is very pigmented. So I don't want my eyebrows to look crazy. They're gonna always look on point because that's just how I operate. You know what's crazy, y'all? I'm blind as a bat, so I always have to wear my glasses, but I literally cannot wear my glasses and do my makeup. So I really be doing my makeup just by the grace of God or whatever. Like it's a miracle that it turns out nice every time. So to follow up with the eyebrow pencil, I'm gonna follow up with the Juvia's, I think it's I Am Magic Concealer. Is it? I believe this is the I Am Magic Concealer. If not, I'll have the correct term in the description box. I'm using the shade number 7. Y'all know how I feel about this concealer. I love this concealer. Top 2. Definitely top 2 concealers. This concealer is so moist and hydrating, and then once you blend it out, it keeps that, what's it called? It keeps the eyeshadow on. The eyeshadow is gonna stick onto it and it's just gonna look flawless. So I'm gonna follow it up and just clean the brow. So now we're gonna get to one of my favorite parts, which is the eyeshadow. And I'm gonna be bringing out one of my favorite brands for eyeshadow, y'all. If you guys haven't been here that long, you might not have seen, like, one of my first videos on YouTube was me just doing a makeup look with this brand. And it is Mcgrath, y'all. This was one of my first biggest makeup investments, because Lord knows these palettes ain't cheap. But when I tell y'all, I've never had a palette hit the way this palette hits. Like, these eyeshadows just come to life, babe. So I'm gonna be using the Mcgrath Mothership palette. Which one is this? The Mothership 6. And I think I can't remember the names of the shades, but I'm gonna try to use this taupe color, this brick red, and this shimmery purple. I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to stay between these 3 shades right here, that little triangle. One thing I love about this eyeshadow, the Mcgrath eyeshadows, is that the pigment is just, it goes crazy. Like, you don't have to dab into it hella times. It just does what it needs to do. Like this is 1 pat, hold on, 3 pats in, starting with the lightest shade first to cover the whole eye. And dab into that red. I'm just gonna see if I can just use the same brush for this whole look. Look at that. See, this is what I mean by a payoff, guys. Like, already there's so much going on. Okay, so here's the eye look. Super simple, super cute, super glam, right? Now I'm gonna go in with my Fenty liner. This is the Fly Pencil Longwear Pencil Eyeliner in the shade Cause I'm Black. Ooh. Gonna line the top of my lashes with that. Sorry, the top of my lids with that. You're not even gonna see it like that, but I do it for when I do put my lashes. And I'm not gonna wing this one today. Usually I'll wing it with my gel or liquid liner, but I don't feel like doing that today. As y'all can see, I use a lot of Fenty products and a lot of Juvia products. I just feel like the pigment they give is, I don't want to say unmatched, because Mcgrath, baby, you know. But they feel like they give a lot of pigment, and I feel like they're very beginner friendly, if that helps people. Okay, so we're gonna take a pause on the eyes. We're gonna get to the base. So I'm just discombobulated, y'all. Like I said, Juvia's is my girl. So for the foundation, I'm gonna be using the Juvia's Velvety Matte Foundation, and I am in the shade Kenya, which is number 200. This is a full coverage foundation, babes. Like, she gets in there. She leaves nothing behind. No pigmentate. All of this it's gonna be gone. Trust and believe, it's gonna be gone. I know it's gonna be gone. So I'm just gonna put her on there. Every time I put this foundation on, I'm like, this is thick as hell. Thick as hell. And then, ooh, I get scared to put it on because I know it's cold. Every time I put it on, it's cold. No matter what temperature it is outside, this foundation is cold and thick. Oh, Jesus. Okay, you gotta just beast through it. Oh. You can already see, y'all, like, look at me. You can tell I have pimples because obviously foundation doesn't cover texture. It doesn't cover texture, but it does cover hyperpigmentation. Like, I don't have to go in with a concealer or a color corrector with this foundation because it already does that. And I know some people don't like how thick this is, but it's like, for me, this is what gets the coverage. This is what gets the color out. Like, oh my god, y'all see? I told y'all, remember all those hyperpigmentation spots, all those dark spots? Gone. Take it down here. And I know I'm looking a little orange right now. Trust me, that's just how it looks when it first applies. Once I add everything else, it's gonna make more sense. Okay, so I'm looking like a little but that's okay. So I'm gonna go in with my concealer. Now, I know y'all just saw me use my Juvia's concealer under my brows, but that's not what I'm gonna use under my eyes. I'm gonna use the Danesa Myricks Vision Cream Cover 2-in-1 Foundation Concealer. When I tell y'all, this is coverage. Oh my god. And the shade, y'all, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. So I'm taking the concealer on this concealer brush, and then I'm gonna put it in the areas I know I need the concealer. This shade is very close to my skin tone, as you can see. But as you can already, oh my god, this is weird, but I love the scent of this concealer. It smells like rose water. I love it. I don't know how she did that. I've never had a concealer smell like rose water before. But I'm gonna put that in places I know I need concealer, need that coverage. Now, usually I would let my concealer sit, but because this concealer is so thick and so much coverage already, I don't need to let it sit because it already gives me all the coverage I need. Like, y'all see what I'm talking about? How dewy I'm about to look. Oh my god, this is about to be, oh god, this is about to go off. Hold on, I'm a little too excited. And okay, so I'm just gonna start on my chin. With this concealer, I like to blend out the, basically, I always blend out my under eyes last. Like, everything gets blended before my under eyes. Okay, so after that, I'm now gonna use a sponge to make everything more blended. And usually I would set my face with powder after this, but because I'm going for a more dewy look, I'm gonna do all my dewy parts first, then I'm gonna set the powders. If that makes sense. You guys are probably not gonna know what the hell I'm talking about until I show you. So as you guys can see, this is what we're looking like with just the concealer and the foundation as our base. So because I'm doing a dewy look, I'm gonna follow up with everything else being dewy. So I picked up this Danesa Myricks Beauty Dewy Cheek and Lip Palette. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've actually never tried it, but it looks very promising. And Danesa hasn't led me astray yet, so I'm very excited to try this. I feel like it's gonna go very well with the rest of the dewy makeup. I think I'm gonna use, which does it say the shade? I'm gonna use the shade Wallflower, which is this, I don't wanna say plum, it's like a, I don't know, it's like this reddish color right here, this pinkish red color right here. And for that, I'm gonna take the beauty sponge I used earlier to conceal. I'm gonna take the other end, dab into that, and place that on my cheeks. Okay, hold on, I think I see it, but I'm a little far from my mirror. Oh wow, this is beautiful. Ooh, okay. So I think it says on the palette that I'm supposed to use my fingers actually. Let me see. It says fingertips or a brush. I'm gonna go in with a blush brush instead of a sponge. See if that works better. This is not what I was expecting. This is so natural. Okay, I think I put myself onto something, y'all. Usually, a lot of times, I'll put blush after I set my face, and I'm like, I don't know why it's a little splotchy, but that's because it's a liquid blush or like a powdered blush. It'll work. Sorry. But if you're using a cream blush, you gotta make sure your creams are on your creams. You can't put powder, then a cream. This is such a natural. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. I'm dropping stuff. I'm dropping stuff. Eee. Absolutely gorgeous, and it blends so well with my foundation. Y'all see? It's giving a hydrated glow. Ooh. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna deepen it with the color. What color is this? Top Secret. I want to see what that's gonna look like. I'm already messing up this palette. I just got this, but whatever. I'm just gonna. Ooh. Yeah, that deepened it. That definitely deepened it. Okay, I'm done. Because I really do like this natural finish that it's giving. So to follow that up, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Mocha Mommy bronzer. Yeah. Use the same brush because I feel like your blush and your bronzer should blend into one. So we're just going to go like that. Once again, usually this is where I would set with the powder, but I don't think I want to set with the powder today. I don't think I want to set with the powder. I kind of like how this dewy look is going, and I think I want to keep it like that. Might change my mind later, but I think this is... Forget it. I said change my mind later. I already know myself. I'm gonna change my mind now. I'm gonna change my mind now. I'm gonna change it now. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with the Beauty Bakery Flower Better Not Bitter setting powder, and I got it in the shade yellow. And y'all, okay, I've had this powder for a hot minute. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I feel like Beauty Bakery one of the first setting powders I ever used. Like back when I think PacSun was a thing. I think that's what it's called, PacSun. That one you get like from the drugstore setting powder. And it's like, that was definitely not my shade. This was the only thing that I was like able to find, and I was like, oh wow. So this is how setting powder is actually supposed to look. Okay. Because the other one was giving more like baby powder. And this was like around the time, you know, people were like putting baby powder on their face and then dunking their face into ice water to make sure their face was set. I don't know if you guys have been around that long, but that's how deep this is. So I'm just gonna set here. So we're almost done here. What I want to do is go back to the eyes, and before I do that, I'm gonna line my bottom lash with the Fenty liner again. We're gonna continue to let our face bake a little bit because you know I like a good bake. I think I broke my pencil. Okay, now I'm gonna follow that up with the Pat McGrath eyeshadow underneath, just to give it a little buff. I'm gonna use that red again. I'm not gonna lie, I put a little too much, so it's looking like I get no sleep, no blood flow, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prep my lashes. These are the only things that I don't think are black owned. I just got these from the beauty supply store. I don't think they're black owned, I'm sorry. This is the only exception I was making, I'm sorry y'all. So while my lashes are getting ready, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my lips. Now this palette is able to be used for your blush as well as your lips. So I'm gonna use the color Top Secret again for my liner. I wish that compact came with a little mirror. That way I wouldn't have to use another color. Sorry, another compact. Okay, so this is a little difficult for me to use as a lip liner because it's not hard. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I'd probably use it to be like a little flush on my lips, but the way I usually wear my lip liners, this isn't gonna cut it. Hold on. Okay, it's not that bad. It's just very naturally flushed. It's sort of like a light vampy lip, which I'm not used to anymore. I used to wear my lips like this all the dang time. And then I'm gonna top that off. I hope this color looks good. I'm gonna top it off with my Juvia's Place lipstick in the shade Mademoiselle. It's not giving the effect I usually have. Alright, I think I'm gonna come back to the lips later. Let me go ahead and put my lashes on and we'll see what we're about to do. Okay, so here's what we're looking like. I'm just gonna go ahead and dust off the setting powder on my nose and under eye area. I don't know why is it whenever I do my makeup, I start getting stuffy, like my nose starts running. But well, not lastly, actually, second to lastly, I'm gonna use the Beauty Bakery baking spray to set my face. Why is the camera going out and in and out? The reason I had to take a breath, one thing I'll say about the spray, it sets, boy, but that scent is strong. Lastly, I'm gonna follow up with the Juvia's Place highlighter in the shade Nefertiti. Now, y'all gotta be careful. One thing I'll say about this highlighter, you can go left real quick because, honey, she is pigmented. I'm gonna use the same brush I use for my blush and my bronzer. And I'm gonna use that to lightly, very lightly get into the highlighter. You see, even this might be too much highlighter, but put that on my cheeks, lightly dab. See, that's it, just like that on both sides. And then I'm gonna dab off the excess and blend that, because that's all I really want. And just make sure it blends in. Okay, and here we have the completed look. All black on, all black luxury. Well, not black luxury. These are not all black luxury brands, I'm not gonna lie. The only brand I think that might be a little more on the luxury side would be Mcgrath. But get into it. Get into it. Get into it. I'm always gonna say that Mcgrath goes off. Like, this purple shimmer right here goes off. I hope this could have been helpful for you guys. I hope that you like it. I hope this inspires you to shop black owned brands. Maybe you didn't know about these brands, now you do. Hop onto the store, like, get into it. Or even if you do shop black owned brands already and you knew about these brands, continue to support them and the great things that they do, the great products they put out. I feel like just boost black businesses, you know, just put them in a place where they feel valued and appreciated and people can see the value of a black dollar. Thank you guys for staying tuned through this whole video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!